Bernie here from Stamp and Eat, and welcome back to another Friday card making session with me. First of all, I just want to apologize for the really strange video that was last week. I don't know what happened, but it looks like my video is almost 2 hours long, but it's actually half an hour. So if you had a look at that and thought, oh, I don't have 2 hours to go and watch that, do go back and have a look. I don't know what happened. I'm too scared to even go and edit it. Maybe I'll lose everything. But I just want to say the video is only half an hour. So I'm not sure what that was about, but that was my Dummy's Guide to Paper Crafting that I made last week, just to explain some of the terminology that we use in paper crafting after I've been having 2 very frustrating weeks getting to know my brand new cutting machine. And I won't name brand names, but needless to say, it's been a journey. But here we are. We're going to do some paper crafting together today. And I have come up with this card. It's a slightly different size card. I simply grabbed a sheet of my watercolor paper and decided, oh, I like the texture of that because it's quite rough. It's designed to absorb your watercolors when you do that. And I thought, let me just play around. And this is what I came up with. And this card is made featuring the brand new Dainty Delight Bundle that is coming out from the 4th of January. If you are not a demonstrator, and if you are a demonstrator, you can already go and do a pre-order. But it's also made out of I've used some of the free celebration paper that pairs with the bundle. Isn't that clever? And what I want to show you is how I came up with this little box, or little bag rather. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So this bag and this card all came out of a piece of how much was it? 6 inches by, well, it was half a DSP. So 6 by 6, would that be right? 6 by 12. So this is what the sheet of paper looks like. And it's one of those gorgeous ones where you can cut it in half and you can get so many projects. And the flip side of this is the green that we are going to use for the branches. So out of one sheet of 12 by 12, I am able to get 2 cards and 2 bags. So shall we get started? Let's get started. And I thought we might start with the bags first. So I have already cut my pieces at 5 by 6 inches. And you're going to be left with a piece of paper that is 5, 10, 12 inches long, and we're going to use the flip side of that to create the stem for our flowers. So we're not wasting any paper on this project. So with these 2 pieces of cardstock or DSP cut at 5 by 6, you are going to score on both sides. You are going to score on both sides at one on the short side at 1 1/4 and 4 1/2, and on the long side you are going to score at 1 1/4 and 5 1/2. Now, if this is directional paper, do just make sure that what is going to be the bottom of your bag, so in other words, I needed my florals, that must be turned left when you do the scoring for the first measurement at 1 1/4, and then the 5 1/2 measurement over here is going to be your bag top. So we're just going to fold this, and I want to give credit to Mariska. She is one of my team members, and she came up with this nifty little bag for a Christmas function that we did a whole Christmas do for her church ladies the other day. So this is her little design, and I've actually used it quite a lot because it's a very cute design. So now you've got your I didn't do that one. Now you've got your score lines So you're going to now use your paper snips and you're going to cut this rectangle away. Like that. And you're going to just come up to the square over here. And you'll repeat the same on this side. Very similar to the bag that I made, the bigger bag, and I'll put a link up to that at the top of this video on the top right hand corner. So here you can either use your Stampin' Up Plus, your Stampin' Seal Plus, or tear and tape. But what I want to first do is I want to first glue the lids, the flaps on. And now I'm going to adhere. Just going to move this light. I've moved things around, but this light keeps getting in my way. So you're adhering the glue on this little flap, and now you're matching. I like to match, let me just bring this into the camera. I like to match the bottom and then the top. So now you've got your bag, and I'm going to put your glue here on this side and just bring it flat and bring your flap over. And there you've got your bag. What have I done with that flap? Oh, I accidentally cut that off. Well, that wasn't very intelligent, but you know what? You're not going to really see it. So we're just going to glue that down. That's hysterical. Okay, thank goodness it's just a little bag. All right, so now you've got your bag made. And you can punch a hole through it. And I just tied it with some of the linen thread over there that I'll be using in my card. So that's the first project done. So we're going to move that to the side. Now we are going to make the card. So you can use any piece of cardstock you want, but I have used the fluid paper that I had, and because it's not really designed for card making, I suppose, well, I've never used it, you will find it's just a little bit harder to burnish it. It's not that you can't burnish it, it's just going to be harder. Then to create, let me show you, to create this background, I stamped off the stamp that belongs to the stamp set, the Dainty Delight that's in the new catalog, and I used this stamp. So it looks like that, and I used my old olive, which I can't find right now. So I've used my old olive, and I stamped it off 4 times. So I'm going to ink it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Right. Seems like it's a little bit darker on this go than it was in my previous one, but that's okay. Now I'm going to use my green blending brush, and I'm just going to pick up some of that ink, and I'm really going to take it off and very gently going to go over it. What I'm after is sort of that old romantic style card. And now I'm going to repeat the same with my brown blending brush and my crumb cake. So again, just picking up, getting off, because this is a new ink pad, so it's really inked. This is going to have a different look because the stamping is a little bolder on this one. But as I'm blending over it, I can actually see the stamping is disappearing a little bit. So that's also good. Cool. Let's leave it at that. All right. So now I've prepared my base of my card. The next thing we need to do is we need to do some die cutting. So I'm going to use that 2-inch piece of paper, and I'm going to use this die from the die set that matches. It's called the Dainty Delight dies, and thank goodness this time round they have made the name of the die the name of the stamp set. So those are some of the bits and pieces, and I've got a whole lot extra we're going to do. So I'm going to show you quickly what am I going to use, and then I'm going to just run through this video and die cut all the pieces. So with this piece of designer series paper, which is the reverse of the flowers, this is what it looks like without being cut up. I tend to use these papers for this sort of style of card that I like. I'm going to die cut my flowers from the Dainty Dies die, and I've got a stalk, I've got sunflowers, so I'm going to die cut all of these pieces out, and then I will be back when we're going to assemble it. Okay, so I've die cut all my pieces. So we've got the stems, we've got some flowers, and now we are going to put this card together. So I would suggest for this part you're going to probably need a silicone mat. That would be the easiest, and I find just using a fine tip glue, or actually I might just use my my normal Tombow for this one. So let's see how we go. And of course it's always when I'm on camera that my Tombow decides it's not working. How does it know? How does it know I'm on camera? And it just decides it's not working. Okay, let's try this and see if that's going to help. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to put some dots on the glue on my leaves here and there. It's a very interesting shape, this one, because it sort of goes at, looks like it's at an angle. So yeah, it's a very interesting shape. So I want it to go up and over. So I'll take it over like that. Just push it down gently with your fingers. And then on the end there, I created a sunflower, or a little flower like that. So as you can see, this one's purple, and I'm just going to put a glue, a dimensional behind it over here. And because of that paper I used, you are not going to get the exact same color flower every time. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the die that cut out the center of the flowers. If you're wondering, oh, do I have it here? No, I don't have that particular die. I didn't bring it across from my table, but anyway, you'll see if you get the die which one it is. Then I'm just going to add some flowers. Again, I'm just using my dimensionals. And I love how the paper has picked up just those little dots, which is why I love using papers like this, like the ones like I showed you for these sort of designs, because it just gives such variety and you just don't have to do all the hard work of coloring in the paper. So I'm putting that one, I'm popping that underneath there. And now I'm going to just use my, let's see if I can get away. No, I'm going to use my fine tip glue for this guy. So I'm just going to glue it on the edge of those flowers. And just along the stem here. And I do find for these tiny ones, just working with tweezers is helpful. So I'm just going to put that one along the stem like that. And then I cut a second piece and I aimed just to make it a bit lighter than the first. And I'm going to do the same thing there. I'm just going to put glue on each of the flowers and just drag it down the stem. It's a very small stem. And I'm just going to position that sort of over that purple one, just to give it the feeling of a little bit more depth, so that you can see like that. Then I die cut this super thin stem, which I'm also going to use my fine tip glue pen for. And I'm going to take that out at an angle also from the same base over there. And now I'm going to position, I'm just going to put some glue dots on this one with my normal Tombow, if it will come out. Come on. Oh, now it's come too much from one to the other. Okay, and I'm just going to turn this around and put the flower, see, just there. And I'm going to take the little yellow dot and I'm going to put some glue on there. Okay, and I'm going to position this on that semicircle of that flower. You might just need to use a couple of tools to get that right. And I'm going to just lift that flower off that petal so that the petal is going underneath, and rearranging that like so. Okay. So now we just need to add a image, a sentiment, and the ribbon and some embellishments. So for this one, I decided that I'm actually going to say thank you for your kindness. I am always using and handing out thank you cards. So I've just got a bit of scrap berry vanilla that I'm going to say thank you for your kindness. It comes from the same stamp set, and I want to use Mossy Meadow for that. So get my Mossy Meadow out and just ink that up. And I will be die cutting this. I mean, I have found, let me just turn that over, I might need to use my Stamperettus. I think I need, oops, well, no, that's not going to work. Oh, that's so funny. I'm going to possibly need my Stamperettus. Let's just ink this up. Try again. That's better. Okie dokes. So let's get those paper snips out. And I'm just going to fussy cut this. And I might just bring that in a bit more here. And a bit more here. There we go. So we move that out the way. And we can just pop some adhesives on the back there. And I'm just going to use my larger dimensionals for that. Just pop 3 of those on. Take them off. And we're almost finished with this card. So pop it on the bottom. Thank you for your kindness. And now I want to add embellishments. So for the other one, I used my, let's just get glare off that. For the other one, I used these gorgeous little hearts, the heart pearls. But I decided when I was getting ready to make this video that for this one, I'm going to use my brushed brass butterflies. I think that's going to work so much better for this one. And let's get a third little one. There we go. I'm happy with that. Last one, we need to do the ribbon. And so the ribbon, I am using the woven ribbon, which is in the mini catalog. And what I did was I just cut a piece off, and I cut my ribbon in half. Like this. So just keep that one piece to the side. We're going to use it. And then this one, it reminds me of bandages. You know, the bandages you put on when you've injured yourself? It's got that sort of feel to it. So I just pulled this apart, literally. And I just brought all the fibers together again. And then I just made my tammy bow one, and with just a one this time. And just brought it all in. I think this one might look different to the other one because it's a few less. And then I just tied it. Okay, so I had a bit of fight with the ribbon. Go off camera to fight with the ribbon. Okay, let's go. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit. But it just lost it. It just totally lost it today on me. So I'm just going to glue this with a glue dot. And we're going to put that exactly in the same position as the other one. And we are pretty much done. So if I just clean all of this to the side, then you will be able to see. So this was the original card. This is the next take on it. And obviously those flowers are going to be different because the paper gets cut in a different position. Slightly darker background, second time round. Both are beautiful. And then it comes with the matching gift bag. So I love it. I absolutely love the fact that you can have a 6 by 12 piece of cardstock or designer series paper and turn it into a gift bag and a card for somebody, either to say thank you or to say happy birthday or just to let them know you're thinking of them. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this has inspired you, that you're going to have a think about getting this gorgeous bundle. And if you are in New Zealand and you don't yet have a demonstrator, feel free to shop with me. The link below this description will be there for you, that you can shop from the 4th of January to get this gorgeous Dainty Delights. And remember, if you buy the bundle, then and if you purchase for more than $110 New Zealand without shipping, you can get the papers to match the bundle for absolutely free. Okay, thanks very much, everybody. Next time, remember, until we meet again, to stamp, eat, sleep, repeat.